work into the low back today, I'm going to have you start in child's pose. So just go ahead and find a kneeling position. Maybe take the knees wide and then set the hips back to the heels and draw down into your mat. And just really take a minute here to connect. So start to feel the tops of your feet on the mat. Start to feel the shins and the knees. Connecting the forehead to the earth. And just tap in here. Breathing deeply across the back. And with every exhale, push gently through the heels of the hands as the hips draw back a little bit deeper. Taking a moment here, connected to the earth through the hands and the legs, to find a deep, expansive inhale and a full releasing exhale. Finding a few more full breath cycles here. And use this time to really just come into an intention. Maybe that intention is as simple as finding some space for yourself today. Maybe it's an intention you want to send out to someone else who might need some energy. And then from there, begin to walk your hands over to the upper right corner of your mat. Pressing down and back through your left hip as you feel a gentle stretch across the waist. On your inhale, draw your hands through center. And on your exhale, come over to your upper left corner, pressing back through the right hip. As you breathe here, feel the expansion very specifically on that right side. And then slowly come back through center and rise up onto your hands and knees. From hands and knees, keep the toes curled under today. It's just going to support the low back a bit more. Allow the belly to draw down as the chest lengthens forward. Deep breath in. Round your spine as you breathe out. Inhaling, lengthen. Exhaling, round. Working at your pace with your breath. Taking one more full round. And as you stay rounded, you're going to push your hips back towards your heels a bit. Nice long spine through the low back is what you should feel. From here, walk your left hand on top of your right hand and push the left hip back to the left corner of the room. That's going to take you into a deeper version of the stretch that we took in child's pose. Come through center with the hands and the hips. Walk your right hand to your left hand and push back to the right corner of the room with your hips. Slowly draw through center and find a neutral spine. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Step back through the right toes and push actively through that heel. Now you should feel a little bit of calf stretch there. And from here, you're going to just, with your left toes connected to the mat, just lift your left knee up and give a little bit more backward pressure to that right side. Feeling that come deeper into the right calf. Drop that left knee to the earth. Lift your right leg to hip height and extend out through left fingertips, finding spinal balance. And just breathe here. Now your gaze slightly forward and down. Deep breath in, everything lifts up about an inch, and as you breathe out, pull the elbow and the knee under the body. Inhale to extend, and exhale to pull in. Last time, inhale to extend, exhale, pull in. Now, as you inhale, you'll extend, and then simply drop the hand, keeping the leg elevated. Draw your knee out towards your shoulder, and then take it across and back to the left. Come out toward your shoulder, and across and back to your left. Last time, draw up to the shoulder. Now land the foot behind you to the left. So you have this little diagonal with the leg. Forearms can drop to the floor only if that's comfortable. And you should feel support from that outer left hip. Little stretch there. Slowly taking your hands under your shoulders, drawing that right knee back underneath the hip. Drop the belly, lengthen the chest as you breathe in. Round your spine as you breathe out. Coming back to neutral spine, step back with the left foot. Toes are curled, pressing through your heel. Feel that gentle stretch through the calf. And then to deepen that, keep your right toes on the floor, but lift the knee up slightly. Feeling that come deeper across the leg. Dropping into that right knee, the left leg will rise to hip height. Your right arm will come out, and you'll find spinal balance. Again, gaze is slightly forward and down, pulling navel inward and upward. Inhale, everything lifts. Exhale, pull under the body. Inhaling to extend. Exhaling, pull under. Last time, extend. Pull under, make that connection if you can, elbow to knee. And then extend final time, drop the hand down. Inhale, knee comes to the shoulder. Exhale, across and back to the right. Inhale to shoulder. Exhale, across and back to the right. Last time to shoulder. And across and back, landing that foot, dropping forearms if it feels right. And feeling that support across your outer hip on the right side this time. Slowly taking hands under shoulders if they aren't there already, and drawing that left knee back under the hip. Finding a cat-cow here, reset. Rounding out that spine. And then slowly walk back so that your shoulders now stack over your hips. We're going to lift the arms up. Grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand and come up and over in a little side waist stretch. You should feel that coming from the top of your left hip up over the ribs and under the arm. Inhale through center, and as you exhale, come over in the other direction. Good. Inhaling through center. Exhale, hands are going to come to those imaginary back pockets. So roll the upper arms back toward one another, and you want to think about the belly button tucking into the spine. Lift the chest up, tiny little back bend here. And slowly come back to neutral, hands come to the earth. You'll take the right leg up and send it to your right. I just have to scooch over here. So you're sending it so ankle, knee, and hip are in one line. And then drop your forearms if that feels comfortable. And send your hips back toward that left heel. Feeling the stretch through the inner thigh. So the hip is a complex. Because it's a joint, there are many muscles that surround it that if they get tight can impact the hip and then in turn impact the low back. So we're trying to open up and warm up all of those areas. Let's come back through center. Hands are gonna, again, walk up, shoulders stacking over the hips. Right hand reaches to the outer right leg, left arm reaches up. So that stretch should feel a little bit deeper to you this time. We're gonna open the chest up as you breathe in. Close and reach upper right side of the room, breathe out. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, close and reach. Last time, up and open. Close and reach, stay here, supported on tented fingertips on the right leg. And then slowly rise up, interlacing the hands above the head. Press the palms up and back. And keeping that leg extended, just activate the quadriceps so you feel a squeeze in that thigh. And hands come behind the back once again. Little camel here. Think about hip points toward ribs and lift up and back. So you might feel this a bit in the low back. Pull the belly in more. That'll neutralize that feeling. And slowly come forward, hands to the earth. Knee under hip. Cat-cow resets our spine. Coming back to neutral, left leg will come to hip height and step out to the left. Dropping forearms down, you'll probably feel plenty here, but if you would like more, drop your hips back towards your right heel. Feeling that stretch from the inner thigh to the inner knee on the left side. Slowly let the hips come over that right knee again. Walk the hands back, shoulders over the hips, lifting up and sending your left hand to the outer left leg as you reach up and over. Feeling that again right across that waist. Now inhale, open, and exhale, close and reach. Inhaling, open. Exhale, close and reach. Last time, open up. Closing and reaching here, holding. And coming back through center, arms reach up. This time your hands are going to come behind you, so your palms touch, thumbs come to the nape of the neck, lift up and back. So we're taking this shoulder stretch and back bend in the same action. Slowly release, take the hands to the earth, left knee under left hip, drop into a cat-cow, and round that spine out. Find a child's pose for one full breath cycle here. Notice how your hips and your low back might feel a bit different than they did just 10 minutes ago. And slowly rise to neutral spine, curl the toes under, and lift your hips into your first downward facing dog. Now in your dog, we want to be stretched out, so let's shift forward to plank pose. You want to have your shoulders directly over your wrists, the balls of your feet directly under your heels, and then almost tap the knees to the floor. Shift the hips back and up, and this is your down dog. Your heels may not be anywhere near the floor, and that's fine. You're going to lift to the balls of the feet, bend your knees a lot, and send your ribs towards your thighs. And then maybe drop those heels a bit. You should feel a nice long spine there. Slowly look forward to your thumbs. Walk to the top of your mat. And grab opposite elbow to opposite hand with a nice deep bend in the knees as you hang in a rag doll. Shaking the head out here, yes and no. Feeling the low spine release. And then slowly drop your hips like you're sitting in a chair and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Taking those arms up overhead. Sorry, I got decapitated in the video. Take the hands down through center chest. Good. Now inhale, rise up. And exhale, send your left foot back. We're gonna find warrior one. Bending into that front knee, keeping the palms to touch. Push the palms together. Nice, strong connection here. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Interlace your fingers. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, round the spine, straighten the knee. So it's almost like a cat-cow. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, round and straighten. Last time, breathe in, round and straighten. And then finally find your warrior one, open arms, cactus arms here. Always pulling navel back into spine so that you feel not only the hip flexor, but support from back to front. Now from here, deep breath in, rise up. Take your hands to your hips and step that back foot up about 12 inches. Draw the hip square, right hip pulling back, left hip forward. Lift your chest up and fold over that straight front leg. You will immediately feel your right hamstring here. Imagine you have a grapefruit between your collarbone and your chin, and you want to just kind of hug that there. That's going to keep your neck neutral. Feel that nice lengthening through the hamstring. Good. From here, bend the knee, sweep the arms up. Deep breath in. Breathe out, sweep and straighten. Good. Inhale. So think about kneading. We're kind of kneading the hamstring here. Exhale. Last time, breathe in. As you breathe out, send your right thumb into your hip. Reach your left hand forward, taking the hand across the leg. Send your chest toward your computer screen and then begin to twist a bit. Now this is a tippy one, so keep the navel pulling into the spine and don't forget to breathe. Slowly unwind, breathe in. As you breathe out, take the hands to the floor and step back to your plank pose. Now in your plank pose, we're going to tap the knees to the floor and then extend. Bend and extend. Two more, bend, extend. Last one, bend, extend, and send your hips high. Find 2 full breaths in your down dog. And just allow this to be a resting pose. Looking at your thumbs, walk up to meet your hands. Lengthen here, nice flat back. Notice the difference between the right and the left hamstrings. And then slowly release down and rise to reach up. Taking the hands together in front of center chest, right foot steps back, left foot stays forward. Press the palms together just as we did before. Nice deep breath in. Full breath out. Interlace your fingers. Breathe in, palms sweep up. Breathe out, round the back, straighten the leg. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round and sweep. Last time, rise up. Round here. And then find your warrior one as arms open to cactus arms. Pressing back actively through that right foot and pulling the navel upward. Inhale, arms sweep, leg straightens. Exhale, hands to hips. Lift your chest up and fold forward over that straight front leg, feeling now your left hamstring. Again, squeezing that imaginary grapefruit as you feel length come into your cervical spine and the neck. Slowly bend the knee, sweep the arms up. Straighten the knee, sweep the hands back. Good. Inhale, rise and reach. Exhale, sweep and straighten. Last time, rise and reach. As you sweep and straighten, left thumb hooks into the left hip, pull back, reach forward, and then send that hand across diagonally to your left leg. Open your chest, open up toward the left side in a twist. Feeling not only hamstring but outer hip now. Unwind the twist, send the arms up, and then frame the foot as you step back to that plank pose. And again, we're going to make that connection to the belly as we bend the knees and then straighten. Bend and straighten. Last time we bend, straighten, and lift those hips up and back. Pedaling out your dog here now. Take a minute to notice the difference between the two sides. And let's take the gaze up as we walk to the top of the mat. Lengthen here halfway, release into your fold, and rise to reach up. Send the left foot back into crescent lunge, sweep the hands up, and take the thumbs to the nape of the neck. Belly pulls in, hip point on the right pulls up, feel that across the hip flexor, and lift the chest up. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, sweep. Keeping that front knee in a deep bend. Inhale and exhale. Last time, rise. Now, as you sweep back, keep the arms back. Roll the shoulders, bend both knees, lift up airplane pose. Good. Deep breath in. Breathe out, drop back. Sweep the hands, lift up. Good. Drop it back. Sweep it forward, lift up. One action. We're going to do that 2 more times. One action back, one action forward, and then send the hands to the earth or maybe a stack of books. You're going to come into this standing split so that that left leg is lifted high. And just feel the right hamstring open up. From here, drop your left foot across and in front of your right foot. So left foot is in front, pinkies are toward one another. And take your hands to your shins. Lengthen the chest forward. Feel the outer right hip begin to open. Now slowly we'll rise up, keeping the feet crossed. Take your left arm onto your right arm, either finding a hug or eagle wrap, and we're going to sit low. So you can keep your kickstand in your left toes, or you can wrap that leg up and around as you sit into your chair. So this is opening hips, IT bands, and even the shoulders. Inhale, rise, and exhale, unwind. Shake out the hips a little bit. Coming back to neutral, sweep the arms. And fold it forward. Lengthening up halfway. Plant those hands and step back. Drop your knees. We're going to send the chest forward through the shoulders and lower halfway down. Hold it here, belly pulling in to support the back for 3, 2, good, and 1, all the way to the earth. Plant the tops of the feet and lengthen the chest upward, cobra pose. And curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Taking your gaze forward to your thumbs, walk up to meet the hands. Lengthening up halfway and release. Rise to reach up And send the right foot back into your crescent lunge. We're going to sweep the arms up as you breathe in and hover that torso over the thigh as you breathe out. Inhale and exhale. One more, up and back. Hold it here. Open that chest. Bend the knees, fly up, airplane pose. Good thing I can hold on to the bed here. And then you'll drop back, crescent lunge. Sweep forward, fly. Drop back, crescent lunge. Sweep forward, fly. Last time, drop back. Sweep forward, hold, open that chest. And drop the hands to the earth or to your books or blocks as you lift that right leg high and open the left hamstring. From here, right foot will step in front of the left foot so the pinkies come toward one another. Sending the hands to your shins and lengthening your chest forward. If you give a little bit of pressure to the big toe edges of the feet, you're going to feel more outer hip on the left. Slowly rise up, keeping the feet crossed. Arms lift. Taking right arm under left arm, either hug or eagle wrap. And find your eagle chair. So you're going to sit, and you can either cross the legs and sit low. So hips drop, fingers rise, shoulder blades descend, and you feel some opening across hip and shoulders. Slowly rise up, and again, wiggle out those hips. Maybe little circles. Standing at neutral, we'll lift the arms and fold it forward. Lengthen up halfway here. Plant those hands and step back. This time you can have knees to the floor, or you can find your full high to low plank. We're going to shift forward and lower to the earth. Lengthen your chest up and rise back to your down dog. Let's inhale your right leg up behind you. You're going to take your right knee to your left elbow and then send the foot under the body, so there's this little L shape, and drop down into that leg. So your legs kind of look like the letter L. Left leg is behind, right leg is across to the left side of the room. Keep that right foot flexed and send the forearms to the earth. As you send those forearms down, think about squaring the upper body with the mat. You should feel a lot of compression through the high inner upper groin and a lot of stretch across the outer hip and IT band on the right side. Now slowly prop up to your hands. You're going to bend that left knee and drag it in a bit, and then bend the right knee and drag it over to the right. So you're sitting in this kind of 90-90, two little 90-degree angles here. Lift your chest up and fold over that bent right leg. Again, feeling inner thigh, outer hip, and eventually we will add some low back stretch to this. Begin to walk your hands over to the upper left corner of your mat, just as we did when we started in child's pose. And feel how that changes the stretch. Walk the hands back through center. You're going to prop yourself into your hands and draw your right heel in toward the inner left thigh just a bit. Now roll to that right shin and send the left leg back behind you. So you're kind of setting up for pigeon, but we're not going to take a passive pigeon here. You're going to stay active on the hands, curl the left toes under. I'll turn sideways a bit so you can see what's happening in my left foot. Press back through your heel and let your body weight drop down. Now, if this is too much on the low back to be up with the shoulders, drop down a little bit, bending your elbows. That's fine. Just take that curve out of the low back. You should be feeling this opening the outer right hip, so that piriformis area. And then from there, we're going to send ourselves back into that three-legged dog. I know it sounds crazy, but it's really not that hard. Push into your hands, send your belly to your spine, and lift the hips as you send that right leg up. Feel the release in your hip. And then drop that right leg down. As you inhale, send the left leg up behind you. Cross the knee to your right elbow, and then all the way down to the earth. Flexing through that left foot as if you're standing on a wall, and then square the chest off to the floor. Inner upper thigh, left side, outer hip, left side. Slowly drawing back up onto your hands. Slide the right knee in and the left knee out. So you have these 90-degree angle bends at the knees. Lift your chest up, fold over that left shin. Just feeling that opening inner thigh and outer hip on the left side. For me, I've been running a lot lately, so I actually already feel this in my low back. So depending on areas of tension in your own body, you may feel it in different places. Begin to walk your hands to the upper right corner of your mat. And then slowly come back so you're propped onto hands. You're going to send that left heel in slightly and extend back through the right leg, keeping the toes curled under as you press back actively through that hip. So again, this is a bit more of an active pigeon. You're going to lose my foot under my bed, but you kind of get the idea. We're active up off of that knee. And if that's too much on the low back, just walk the hands out more to take that curve out of the low back. And always pulling navel to spine will support that low back as well. Slowly walk your hands again towards center. We're going to keep those toes curled under. Lift your hips. Lift that left leg. Feel the release across the hip. And drop that leg into your down dog. We're going to drop knees and shins as wide as the mat and send the hips back. So you're in this really wide child's pose. It's almost a variation of frog pose. Releasing those hips down and feeling hopefully neutral through the low back. Let's slowly rise up. And you're going to shift that right foot forward, taking the hands to the knee. Let's drop the weight down through the hips and feel the stretch over that left thigh. Now again, if this is too much at all on the low back, just draw forward slightly. But opening up across that hip. will tend to release. Let's lift up and back and send the chest forward. So now again, feeling hamstring. Now if balance is not your friend, I happen to have the luxury of my footboard here. But you know, whatever piece of furniture is near you, unless again you have maybe blocks or a stack of books to help out. Let's take a breath in as we rise up. Drop that left palm to the earth. Use your right hand to guide the left knee open and feel that stretch through the inner thigh. Take a little twist here, opening right across the low back one last time. And take the hands down to the floor as you send the right leg back to meet the left and draw into a cat-cow here. Shifting the left foot forward, taking the hands to the knee. We'll drop down through the hips and feel the stretch over that right hip flexor. Now send the hips back, lengthen that left leg. Again, balance is not our best friend here. So if balance is a challenge, you can always draw the leg a bit wider to give yourself a wider base. Walking on that tightrope isn't great. From here, slowly rise and drop into your lunge. Right hand will come to the earth. Draw that left knee open as you gently twist over the knee. And slowly take those hands down and send the right knee back underneath the right hip. Finding a cat-cow here to reset. And then we're going to find our way to seated. So hopefully you can see my whole body here. Take the hands underneath your knees. Knees and feet can be wide. Little seated cat-cows here. Belly and chest lift and open. Belly drops back as spine rounds. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, spine rounds. Last time we'll lift and open. And then round out through that spine. Now stay rounded. Take the left hand underneath your right knee and start to pull your waist and ribs back to the left. Feeling that come right over the rib cage and down across the low back. Come back through center and switch directions as you push to your right and grab under the left knee. And slowly come back through center. Let's take the hands behind your back. You're going to send your hips toward your heels and drop them to the floor. And then turn the hands so that the fingertips face the back of the room. From there, push into the heels of the hands, open up across your chest, feeling a stretch over the chest. And then slowly push into the feet as you lift your hips up, feeling neutral through that low back. You're back. I see someone else just joined again. Let's drop all the way down. Good. Round over those knees now. Drop the chin to the chest and feel that low back open up. Good. From here, we're going to come onto the belly once again. We're going to take this really nice deep twist. So coming onto the belly, you'll draw your right foot out. It's kind of a little half frog leg here. Right arm is going to reach out and left arm will thread right under it. Okay. From there, take the right hand to the right hip. And then you're going to slowly twist open only as far as the body allows. If the body allows you to come a little bit deeper, maybe you drop your hand, the right hand, behind the back like you're kind of reaching between couch cushions to find the remote. which I know we all have been doing with all of our binge watching. You should feel that really nice deep twist over the back. And slowly come back through center. With your legs still in this frog leg, prop up onto your forearms. Send the chest forward and feel the stretch over the belly. And then relax that as you send the right leg back. Taking the left knee out now. Extend the left arm and take the right arm under. Left hand to left hip as you open the chest toward the ceiling and find that twist. Again, if your body wants to go deeper, you can always tuck that left hand underneath the waist. And slowly come back through center, dropping the forearms to the earth, keeping the leg out in half frog, and lengthening that chest forward. Slowly send your left leg back. Make your little pillow with your forearms, rest your forehead, and windshield wiper your feet back and forth to release the low back. Relaxing those legs down. Take the hands under the shoulders and come back up to hands and knees. Now, just as we did at the beginning, we're going to repeat our spinal balance. We're going to repeat the entire series, stepping back through right toes, lifting to hip height, and sending left fingertips out into spinal balance. From here, take the elbow and the knee under the body, extend, touch, extend, 2 more, extend, last one, extend out. Now we're going to add on. Elbow comes to hip as knee comes to shoulder and come across. So the arm and the leg come in opposite directions. Elbow and knee, extend and across. Last time, elbow and knee, extend and across, and then take that right leg way up and outside of your pinky finger. Yeah, so you have this wide kind of off-center stance, okay? Walk your hands over to the left and send your chest open as you sink into the hips. Slowly draw your hands directly under your shoulders at center and send that right knee under the hip. Reset the spine with a cat-cow. And find spinal balance with left leg extended and lifted and right fingers extended. Go ahead, come under the body on your exhale. Extend, draw in, extend. We have 2 more. Extend, last one. Extend. Now knee to shoulder, elbow to hip, and across the body diagonally. Knee to shoulder, elbow to hip, across diagonally. Last time, send it across, and then come over and wide. So you step wide with the left foot outside of your pinky finger and drop the hands over to your right, sending the chest open as you drop the hips down. And slowly hands walk back to center, sending that left knee under the hip and find a cat-cow. All right, so we're going to come to seated. We've prepared the body for this peak pose, this final pose. So we're going to take what's called cow face pose in the legs. You're going to bend your left leg and send the foot, the heel, towards your right glute. From there, take your right leg over. Oftentimes we take this stance for a twist. But what we're going to try and do is walk the feet away from each other in opposite directions and make sure we're not sitting on that left heel. So your knees might need to stay way up. That's totally fine. Wherever your body feels comfortable, and then we're going to take our hands to the shins or the ankles. Lift your chest up. You might feel plenty through the hips right here. You can stay right where you are. If you want more in the hips, walk the hands forward. Just sending a little bit of that upper body weight down into the outer right hip. And then slowly come all the way back. We are going to take a twist here. The right hand is going to come up and over that right knee. The left hand will come behind the back. Lift your chest up and ring out here. Now you might feel inner left hip crease. Come back through center, twist in the other direction. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind, ring out. Feel right outer hip. And right back through center. Easiest way to unwind, little Vegas showgirl action. We're just going to lean back, whoop, take it in the other direction. So, right, that was a little quick. So your right leg is going to be bent with the heel in toward the glute. Left leg will step over, and then we walk the feet away from one another. Okay? So again, wherever your knees land is completely fine. Just make sure you're not sitting. The tendency is that we kind of sit onto that right heel. Make sure you walk that right heel out. And then draw your hands to your shins as you lift the chest. A lot of outer hip on the left side here. Stay there or maybe fold forward. Your choice, wherever your hips allow. Lifting up, taking the left hand to your left top leg, right hand behind you like a kickstand. Lift the chest, broaden as you twist to your right side. You will feel inside that right hip crease here. I mean, frankly, you could be feeling your whole hip. Just depends what's tight. Come back through center and twist in the other direction. Left hand behind, right hand over left knee. This will get even deeper into that outer left hip and IT band. And slowly come back through center. Lean into the hands, unwind the legs, and just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Slowly take your hands to your shins, lift your chest. Find that nice neutral in your low back. And then slide your heels toward your buttock bones as you roll all the way back. Finding 3 circles in each direction as you massage out that low back. Dropping the soles of the feet to the earth. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. From there, let your knees fall to the right side of the room as you feel opening across your hip and low back where they meet. You might even feel it down into the front of your left hip flexor. Draw the knees up through center and let the legs now fall left. So that right knee points right up to the ceiling, and you're going to feel a little bit through the inner hip creases. Draw the knees through center, soles of the feet come to the earth. Reset with a bridge here as you plant into the feet and lift your hips up. And then lower down. Crossing now left ankle over right knee. Drop your knees to the left as you feel the stretch on the right hip and low back. So that's really where the SI joint meets. Draw the knees through center and drop over to your right. Sole of that right foot maybe meets the floor, or excuse me, left foot, and that left knee is up toward the ceiling, pointed right to the ceiling. Drawing through center, drop the soles of the feet. Again, set up for a bridge as you walk your heels toward your glutes and lift the hips toward the ceiling. And then lower down. From here, draw the legs up and simply breathe. Now release all the way. So if legs were lifted, you're releasing all the way to the earth, extending those legs out. And find a nice deep breath in. I'm just going to sit up so you can hear my voice a bit better. Feeling your body connect to the earth here. Feeling the back of your head and your shoulders. The connection of the hips and the heels. And notice if any points on the body might need a little bit of comfort. So perhaps a blanket or socks or a sweatshirt. Whatever is needed to find comfort in stillness. And taking a few moments to arrive in stillness. And as you arrive, allow the entire body to release. And start to take your attention and your awareness to the center of your chest. Imagining a rose at the center of your chest. And as you breathe in, the rose petals begin to expand and open. As you breathe out, you imagine the essence or the scent, the softness of the petals releasing down over the tips of the fingers. Breathing in, that rose opens and expands. Breathing out, you feel the softening sensation through the tips of your toes. And continuing to revisit this blooming, opening sensation across the chest and the softening that comes with the exhale. So that if the mind wanders, you bring it back to that image and find stillness. Slowly begin to bring your attention back to your physical body. Noticing again the sensation of the breath as it moves through the body. And allowing that sensation to bring some movement into fingers and toes. Finding any stretches in the body that might feel right. And gently hugging your knees in toward your chest as you make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Just allowing the backs of the hands to rest on the knees as your palms face upward. And take your eyes gently closed. Draw the hands to the center of the chest and simply allow the palms to rest right over the heart. Feeling that connection, maybe even feel the beating of the heart, that rhythm that is your own internal rhythm. And find a deep breath in here. And a full open mouth exhale. On your next inhale, allow the arms to rise up. And as you exhale, take the hands to center chest. Taking a moment in gratitude to reflect on all of the things that we have to hope for, all of the faith that we have gathered through community, and all of the things we have to look forward to in the new normal that will come as this global pandemic gently and slowly passes. Just remembering that presence is a gift here, and being present is all that we have. So embracing that as we breathe in, and again breathe out. And I'll seal the practice with a single round of Om. Inhaling. Om. Surrendering your head to your heart as you swallow in the back of your throat. Raising your thumb knuckles to center forehead. All that is light and love and hope in me honors and shines to all